Good afternoon and welcome to day 7. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So let yourself get settled in a chair wherever it is that you're going to sit for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And feel yourself land. So feel how there is a surface of the chair that is supporting you. There is a back to the chair that you can lean back and let yourself drop and rest right here in this moment. And then there's a floor for your feet to plant on. Yeah, and then just feel the connection. So here you are, a physical body, sitting on a physical chair, connecting to a physical floor, about to have an experience with your own energy, your own voice. And notice how all of that can happen at the same moment. Yeah, pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. When you bring your attention in, you can just create this space of quiet right inside yourself in any moment, no matter how crazy or busy the day might be. Yeah, so let your energy start to arrive in your body, and there are several ways to do it. We've tried a couple different ones. For today, let's imagine that you can feel the magnetic pull of the earth. So gravity has a tangible pull energy that tugs us, that keeps us connected here on this physical plane. So imagine you can play with turning up the gravitational pull of the spot where you're sitting. So as you can feel gravity tugging your feet down, tugging your bottom more firmly into the chair, almost like there's a screw or some sort of turnkey system that can happen underneath the chair that just bolts you in to right here. And it can just bolt you a tiny bit, right? If you don't want to be in one spot for long, you can jump up at any moment, but just try it. Just try for a moment being here. Yeah, and then notice as you bring your attention to being heavier, to weighing more sitting on the chair, to feeling more dense in your body, the energies that you've been leaving throughout the day today can start to feel that you're pulling your attention back into the center of your body. So you can notice whatever agendas you have been trying to follow or have followed successfully. You can just notice your attention coming out of all of those to-do items and coming back into your physical body, right here on the chair. Yeah, all those relationships that you monitor and track and make sure everybody's good and they're all getting what they need from you. Just for right now, let's bring all of that love and concern for other people into you. Yeah, so you might notice a little tightening in your body. Sometimes it's like your breath kind of catches, like there isn't as much room for that. So just slow down your breathing, settle your body. A good way to do that is to like rub or pat your thighs and just let your body know it's totally safe. We're just sitting here, fully present in this moment. And then you can start to direct any sensations that feel uncomfortable or restrictive down through your legs, all the way to your feet. And then open up the connection with the floor and just allow anything that's ready to move in this moment, have a pathway for movement. So you're just going to imagine that it can open up and rush down into the earth through your feet. And then any energy that's ready to start flowing in a different way or in a more easy way, a more powerful way through your body, it now has a pathway that it can follow. Yeah, and then you just notice. You notice how energy is just flowing through you. If you notice a block, you can just bring your attention to that block and imagine, if it's in your chest or your ribs or your knee, you can imagine just sending a little love and attention to that spot. Use your breath. Yeah, and just picture energy easily flowing through that block and down into the ground. Good. Good. It's amazing how quickly we can create this pause just by making it a conscious choice, right? So I'm choosing to sit down. I'm choosing to bring my attention in. I'm choosing to create a pathway. and then I become present. Good. Good. You're so good at this. I can already feel how much people are adjusting to these new tools. All right. So for today, I've had so many topics that I want to bring up. Like, what do we want to look at today? The one that feels most prevalent for me is optimism. I think it's because spring feels like it's finally arriving here in Ohio, and the sun is so bright today, and it's warm, and things are turning green, and you can just tell like there's this buoyancy or energy that feels fresh and new that's starting to move through at least our neighborhood and those around us. And it sparks something inside of me, right? Of there's new beginnings, there's new hope, there's an energy of excitement and creativity. And so I wonder for today if we can all just tap into that space. So let's do it through our body first. So I want you to bring your attention down to your womb space. Guys or girls, it doesn't make a difference, right? There's that place in between your hips to the front of like your belly button, you know, where a woman who is going to have a child would show that she's pregnant, that birthing space that feels like a center of creativity. Yeah, as I said that about men, I'm like, is that true? It does feel true. I think any person, any soul can have that creative energy that births inside of themselves. Women are just used to it being in that pregnancy center, right? But I think a man can have that same burst of energy in his body also. So go ahead and just feel that space in your body. And imagine in this moment that you can create like a tube or a root, perhaps, that'll go from that womb space, that bubble, that yeah, it's almost like a big circle bubble inside of your belly area. Imagine you can tap into that with a root, and you can send that root all the way down along the side of your legs, down parallel to the pathways we've created, all the way to your feet, and then have that root go down into the earth. So the first thing that feels important is to clean out the junk, right? Clean out the stuff that accumulates over winter that gets kind of heavy and right? Like when you do spring cleaning, you want to open up the windows and spray cleaning products all over the house so you smell lemons and freshness. So imagine you can just tune into places in that womb space that feel heavy or shadowy or stuck, perhaps. You know, ideas that you had that weren't created or weren't birthed. Imagine you just tap into that womb space and just notice how it feels. If you're a very physical person, you can imagine or actually put your hand on that area of your belly. Yeah, and sometimes there's a lot of emotion, you know, when we check back in because there's disappointment, you know, that idea we had didn't come into fruition, or frustration with ourselves or other people. You know, if we've put a lot of time and effort into something and then another person doesn't deliver on their part of it, sometimes we get that, you know, angry, red, frustrated, bitter, resentful energy, and that starts to take up a lot of space here in the womb. Yeah. Sometimes it's just overwhelm. You know, there are so many great ideas that want to be birthed, and how do we even get one of them started? And so we become a little paralyzed with not doing anything while we're waiting for the right moment or the right words or the right person. So just notice what it feels like inside your womb space. No judgment, just be really curious about what's there. And then see if there are any places that perhaps you'd be willing to just release in this moment, whatever your attachment was to that thought or that idea that didn't get done. What if for today you could just try spring cleaning, right? I know when I spring clean, there's a couple ways I do it. One is I go through the whole house and I just pitch, throw things out. Whatever I don't like, it's gone. And then the other way is I have to be thoughtful and consider, each room and what needs to happen. And you can do it either way, but the end result is you're going to do the spring cleaning. So perhaps just try one idea today with the easy way, which is, it feels heavy. Not so sure it's actually going to get done in this moment. I'm ready to open up for something new. I'm just going to try to release that thing that has felt like it's taking up all the space inside of me. If it's a beautiful idea and it's meant to be created, it's going to come back with new energy, rejuvenated, recycled by the earth. Yeah, so just notice anything that you feel willing to release in this moment. Go ahead and show it the pathway. So you have this root that goes from the bottom of your womb space. You can just send that idea or energy that feels stuck and heavy down into that root. Run it all the way along the sides of your legs, or leg, either way, all the way down to your feet. And then feel the earth graciously receive that stuck energy. She's just been waiting. She's been waiting all winter, right? She knows, the earth knows that this is a time of rejuvenation, of cleaning out those things that don't serve in order for something new to come in and be born. So just notice how your body feels. Can I just release anything that's attached to that idea and just send it down the pathway into the earth and just let it go? Yeah. Good. And you can do this as many times as you need to, right? You can just clear out, clear out, clear out. Just like spring cleaning, you move from one room to the next. You can just do that with your womb space, one item to another item. Yeah, so in this moment, let's imagine that your womb space, once you've cleared it of one or however many items you're going to look at, you can rinse it with some salt water. Just like when we do saline solutions to rinse out our eyes or our contacts, or wisdom teeth, you've got to constantly clean the mouth with saline salt water. Imagine you can just run some salt water through the inside of your womb space. You can have it come up through the roots if that feels good to you, or you can just imagine like a little ocean wave of water can splash through your body. And it can rinse through the womb space, clearing out all of the back shadowy areas, all of the stuck words or vows or beliefs or stories. And then just like a wave, it can just wash down into the root, go all the way down through the pathway of your leg and into the earth. Yeah. And then notice how your body feels. Sometimes it's an unusual feeling, right? It's not turbulent, it's calm. Beautiful. Oh, and from this space, let's imagine that you can go back down to the roots. Make sure everything that you've wanted to send out has been released all the way down and out. And then turn on the recycling factor of the earth. So imagine all of those roots can be purified. Anything that doesn't serve can just be drained out. And then start to picture spring. So here in Ohio, when spring is first arriving, we'll see it through daffodils. You'll see these tiny little sprouts of green that come up through the dirt, and then this pop of gorgeous yellow. And they like to they grow in clumps, and so you'll see patches of bright yellow with green and then all this brown dirt. So it's easy to see them. Imagine you can have that same pop, or it's like a lightness, like a really clear sign of something new being created. Imagine that energy can start to come all the way up. It can go through your legs, or it can go up through the root, either way, right into your womb space. And then you can just be the observer. So you've cleared out the space of things that felt heavy or tired or stuck. You've rinsed it. And now you get the magic of the beginning of spring, of starting to see new ideas pop up in your womb space, in the center of your creativity. And imagine you can just bring your attention to one of those little daffodil flowers, one of those bright pops of color. And you can lean in really, really close. And you can just sense what is this creative birth about? What is this idea that wants to be born? Where is this coming from? What is it here to teach me? Yeah, it might be something simple, like you need to clear out your body, you need to do a detox. That's actually what's on my mind lately, that cleaning out from the inside of my physical body so my energy can follow that. It might be a book that you want to read or a book that you want to write. It might be a new friendship that's beginning and you can feel the thrill of meeting someone that you haven't known before, but you've known them before, right? So just feel what wants to be birthed here in this place of creativity and hope and optimism and spring coming forward. Yeah, and then imagine you can lean back a little bit and you can watch that flower start to get taller, take on its shape, feed from the nutrients that are coming up through the roots of the earth. And you get to marvel and witness at the miracle of this life that you're living. Yeah, see what that flower has to teach you. Everything in visualization and energy space has a meaning. So if you see a color, what does the color mean to you? If there's a certain kind of flower that you're seeing, if it's not, the daffodil that I see, if you see something different, Google that later and see what is the meaning of that flower, or where does it grow? What is there to know about it? If you're seeing a book or a phrase or a name of somebody, act on that. After you're done with the meditation, reach out to that person or send them a note or go order the book, right? There's this beautiful space of taking action based on the wisdom that your energy system teaches you. And so in every little moment that something shows up, act on it. Good. So go ahead and pull your awareness back a little bit and just notice, is there only one flower? Are there lots of flowers? How much creativity wants to be birthed in you? And then what is there for you to know about the next steps? I know for me, it's so bubbly, when I feel the energy of my womb space, there's such power in there, in a beautiful definition of power. There's such energy and life force and excitement for what the world can bring, what I can bring to the world. It's both and. So just play with that. Play with that. Oh, all right. I'm going to leave you in the garden of your womb space and let you hang out and play. Play with what shows up. Yeah. Wishing you just a beautiful, beautiful spring day today. So much love from me to you.